It's my honor to present our good friend Trish Ernst from the Area Agency on Aging to say a few words.
I can't tell you how proud and happy we are to once again be a part of this conference. It's just one of the best days I think you'll have. It's such an amazing resource, such an amazing opportunity to truly make friends.
I recently learned why people fall when they're standing up from the toilet. And this is something that we don't think about. As we're in the seated position, we automatically move our feet back just slightly as we're transferring our weight to move forward. The older we get, our brain doesn't talk to our ankles that well. So we don't actually move our feet back to the right location as we're transferring our weight. If we don't have something to hold on to, we can't stand up in the right manner. We end up falling down.
We're going to let you as well, if you would like, research on our site that product, go through articles that are coming up every day. In fact, we have writers every day putting information on our site that you can browse through and read through. I think that's important, not for just us to tell you the decision, but also for you to make your informed decision.
I will also tell you another secret of the VA, and that is that every single veteran at the VA is assigned a social worker. And that social worker has all the resources and the information that that veteran and their family may be eligible for.
A typical call for the Elder Helpline is a caregiver. It could be a daughter, an adult child. Sometimes they're out of state even, and they're looking for those resources to help mom or dad, or it's a spouse who's calling and saying, my loved one is having more difficulty managing at home. And we're going to go through kind of a mental checklist of ours. The first one we look at is, are they a veteran? Because the veteran benefits are one of the best. And then secondly, we're going to look at, could they privately pay for resources? And if they can, we're going to give them all the private pay resources. And then finally, we'll talk to them more about the publicly funded program.
So it's very, very important to know the person's wishes, put the wishes in writing, make sure those wishes are placed on the chart in the hospital, and ensure that the physicians and the facility is doing what the patient wants.
Supposing they get a telephone call from their doctor. Supposing the news is not the best, you know what happens. You kind of shut down. You don't listen to anything else the doctor is saying. Well, there's a little, as we call it, a little balloon that's on the top there that you can touch, and it will save the call. So later on, after you've hung up and you're calmer, you can go back into the phone. You can actually pull up what the doctor said, and you can reread everything.
And there was my dad holding court. And in the 5 seconds of B-roll, he had a cane at that point, and he slammed the cane, and he was laughing, and they were all just laughing uproariously, because I knew it was him. And I called him. I said, Tom Brokaw had to tell me you were going to support me? And he said, I love my family, I can talk to my family, but there are just things that only people going through what I'm going through, same thing with caregiving. And you know, he passed 6 months later, everybody who could, from that support group, was able to, came to his funeral to honor him as a member of their support group family.
But one thing that I have found very helpful in caring for my husband, every doctor's meeting that we go to, we take a little tape recorder with us, and we just tape record it from start to finish, go home and listen to it, and it's unbelievable how much we miss, even trying to take notes. Listen to it again, and all of a sudden you hear all new information that just, even if you're actively listening, sometimes you just don't hear it.
About the living will. It doesn't do any good if it's in a sealed envelope behind the nurse's station.
Right.
If somebody drops it off, make sure that you stand there while it's opened, 3-hole punched, read, and then put into the patient's notebook in the 3-ring binder.
so young living in this old body. It's really something. You have to do all you can to keep it going, you know. But my Nana used to say, there's a sweet young thing in this old body. And I'm telling you, there's a sweet young thing in this old body, too.
There is.
This month in this magazine, we announced the winners of the 2013 Caregiver Friendly Award, which is an amazing group of folks who spend their entire year not satisfied with the status quo. They tinker in their workshops. They slave over their computers, making, producing, and writing things that are designed with one thing in mind. How do I create something that will help make a difference to family caregivers? You. These are my kind of people.
And I just want to say this has been a real blessing because of all this information and steady writing. So I just want to say thank you for this conference.
Thank you. Give me a hug.